Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dusts of the Past. Last session, the party was on the river, and they had some solid conversation with Kamakami, who is no longer here after they reached an accord. And then they proceeded to the outskirts of Firefinger, this large rock spire rising up above the treetops. And where we left off, you were moving towards it, getting ready to make your advance into or up this large, tall, tower-like structure with a huge chimney on top that is billowing with large clouds of flame, which is now especially visible in the night of Cholt. There's also mist everywhere throughout the jungles, is that and it's constantly full of mist as it rains and then evaporates, but it's especially noticeable near that fire illuminating it. And today especially, it seems that there was a pretty heavy rainfall 2 days ago, so that's still recovering. But anyway, you are going towards the base of the tower, and what is the plan? May I ask?
We go in, we get the thing, and we get out with all of our limbs intact.
That sounds like a pretty good plan.
That's all I've got.
Yeah, we slept, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We slept a lot. There was a lot of sleeping going on.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So
We're just a big old group of sleepy boys and girls and
Yeah.
theys.
So we want to get to the side of the tower, like where there are the ladders, without being noticed, because they don't pay a lot of attention to the tower themselves because they can fly. So if we get across like the open space, we can hopefully avoid notice until we're able to like start clambering around. They're good at like dive bombing apparently, so we want to get as much cover as we can if and when we do get noticed. So being inside doesn't sound like the worst plan for once. Yeah. Does anyone have any funky spells and or techniques and or anything for helping those of us who might not be all of that stealthy to get to where we're trying to go, perhaps without being noticed?
I could give you an extra D6, but that's about it.
That, I mean, fair. I think. Am I good?
don't think
what
that
am I?
would
What is Lyra
hurt.
good at?
You do
Div
have a
is
couple
not
of
very
advantages
stealthy.
here. One of which is that it's night right now.
It's not right now.
Which
It's
also,
night.
talking about that, who has dark vision and who can't see?
I can't see.
I have dark vision.
I can't
I
see.
can't see.
I have dark vision.
So Zephyrus you can see, and Jasper you can see. The three of you can't really.
Yes.
Lever, Nephis, and Div.
Well,
All right.
1 second.
Doesn't Div's
Does Emrys have dark vision? 1 second.
Div's
Yes.
blind sight works in the dark, doesn't it?
It does. Div
Okay.
is
The
not
way
affected
that
by
Div
light.
sees is unchanged, but for all intents and
Gotcha.
purposes,
By the way.
he does not see.
He never has. Div has never seen.
Emrys can see in the dark, so Lyra would just like Emrys can be the seeing eye dog, and
So we
Lyra
just
just-
kind of stick your hand on him and then
Yeah.
show you where to go. Okay.
making sure that
It's
fine.
somewhat because of this large flame up at the top, you can see, just not particularly well. Like you can't see in detail, just vaguely in general. There's enough light coming from that. However, it's only vaguely, as you are not in an open space. You are in a section where the canopy is blocked off by this. Like the canopy blocks off a lot of the light coming through, which is also convenient for you. So it's kind of an advantage and disadvantage for those of you that can't see. But for those of you who can, this is pretty good because you can see. And from what Azaka tells you, she doesn't seem to have any trouble seeing where she's going. But what from she tells you that the the Terrafolk cannot see in the dark either.
One
So if
second.
we lay low, they shouldn't be able to easily find us. Stay quiet, approach the finger, and make our way inside.
The Terrafolk can't see in the dark.
Nope.
Yeah.
Cool. Got it. Noted.
Nerds. Don't have dark vision.
So if worse comes to worse, that never mind. We're not gonna go there yet.
Oh
We'll
boy.
worry about the worst when it shows
When
up.
it shows up. Okay. Sounds great. So basically what we're trying to do is sneak over to the tower and start climbing up it. And there are entrances populating around the tower, correct?
There are a couple around the tower itself that are going up. You can't really see them in detail now, but you know that they're supposedly there.
Okay.
And Asaka, you have zero idea of where it might be, the mask, like lower, upper, somewhere in the middle, or do we just get in there and comb the whole place?
I do not know where they would keep it. I suspect it would be wherever they keep other treasure. So if we find a place that looks like that, then that's the one. But Terrafolk, they are arrogant. So, and as she trails off, you see her expression as she's looking up. She's gone tight-lipped, and she seems unusually subdued. Like her expression, which is normally like really stoic and really like straightforward, is she's looking upwards. That looks almost, not quite, but almost like she's nervous about something.
Embarrassed?
Nervous.
Oh, nervous. I was like, okay. Well, that's great. If Azaka's worried, I don't know how I feel about the rest of us.
That's what I
Um,
was gonna say. Nervous. I'm
We're gonna do great. I don't know what you guys are worrying about.
my other eye.
You've got the big meathead here. Like, come on.
Okay. So get to the tower, get inside, and then look around inside. If and when we get noticed, do we have a plan? I don't think we should split up. I think that would be very dumb.
That would be so bad.
I don't think splitting up would be a good idea. Never works
So,
well.
Is there a procedure are we just like killing people fast when they notice us? Or are we trying to like be quiet about it? I don't know. I don't have a ton of spells that help out with that. I hate not being a wizard, but
Are we doing stealth or Russian stealth?
yeah, Russian stealth as soon as we get noticed, right? We just kill everything really fast, hopefully before
There's
it can
nobody-
call its friends.
There's nobody to witness if there are no witnesses left.
Or are we trying to like get out? Like if we're noticed, we go quicker. Like we try to avoid things, like
feel
we run. kind of
Plan
what we're doing.
A is don't get seen. Plan B is protect your hide.
Okay,
And I don't
that's
know.
fine.
That's
Stealth
all
and then
I've got.
Russian
Whether
stealth.
that means stay in or leave. If they hit you, hit them back harder.
Stealth
right?
and then Russian stealth. Awesome.
Sweet. That sounds like the best plan.
They only weaknesses we know are they can't see in the dark, and they are better if they have more space to dive bomb us. So keep that in mind.
No space.
Got it.
Awesome. Let's go.
Okay,
Make our way.
so
Making our
are
way
you
downtown.
approaching stealthily to this?
Yes.
Yes.
We're being sneaky.
All right, go ahead and roll me stealth checks then.
That's not what you were supposed to say.
Chain, I'll give disadvantage.
It sure does.
Yes, it does.
Yay.
Listen, Div glows in the dark, he's blind, and he's made of metal.
I got a 22.
I got
Are
a
we
17.
thinking we could maybe
Well-
put some, wait, hold on. Don't panic yet. Do not panic yet.
I'm not panicking.
1 second. I definitely had one of these.
I'm gonna need you to roll for Emrys too.
Oh, gotcha.
My replacement.
No,
I did not
your new
replace you.
coworker.
It's not.
You weren't
Okay,
doing
never
a good
mind.
enough
We can
job on your
definitely
own, so
panic.
we hired someone else to help you.
That's what you do before you replace someone.
No.
No.
Not when it's a 2-person job. If we were
Perception.
replacing you, there's a river right there.
Emrys got a 14 and Liru got a 16.
Zephyrus,
I got an 11.
an 11. All right.
Does
So
anyone
I have a
feel
+4 to
possibly
stealth.
like maybe Bardic inspiring Jason, who is not stealthy?
I mean, am I allowed to do that right now before we fully understand the ramifications of whatever
that's
Div
fair.
rolled? Because I don't know if I can just,
What'd you get, Div?
I mean, I
I
don't
have a
want to
plus
just,
0. I have disadvantage, and I rolled a 3.
that would have been nice to know like before we started rolling.
So,
All right. Well, that plan went. It's time for Russian stealth, everyone.
Listen,
it-
I told you guys up front last session, hey, Div glows in the dark. He's
That's
made
cool.
of metal.
I'm 6'4" and 350 pounds of muscle.
Shush. All right. Wait.
So,
What happened?
Div.
Yeah.
You all start creeping towards the forest, and you're fairly quiet, managing to slide around these trees and get close. Div is just like crashing through the brush behind you until Div, you sense something that nobody else seems to notice, as their focus is on the tower itself. But you can feel next to you, there is, as you get close to the base of this spire, about 30 feet off, that there is a body half buried in the mud.
Half buried in what way?
It seems like however they died, they hit with so much force that they physically indented into the ground. The body seems to be elvish, whoever they used to be, and you can tell just doing a quick, like focusing your effort once over, that those limbs are not in the directions they're supposed to be.
That's
not
fun.
how bodies work. Okay. Div freezes when he finds the body. It doesn't seem familiar.
No.
Okay. A little less tense at finding it's not familiar. However, he immediately becomes more worried for his friends.
Yeah, that's fair.
He doesn't know what's going on. Nobody has told him anything. Everybody's quiet. He can't see them very well.
So you just kind of pause and then continue forward a little bit. Liru, you hear a crunch as Emrys's foot goes through something. Raises it back up, a little confused.
That's fun. Liru kind of reaches out to like feel along what he stepped in.
You feel something that feels like cloth, and then your fingers go in and it's something squishy.
Yeah,
Go ahead and make me a medicine check.
yeah, that sounds about right.
It's a corpse.
I got a 5.
Strawberry jam.
You're not sure what that is, but you're just like, it's got to be some kind of weird plant, right? Like, that has to be what this is.
It's just a weird, squishy, crunchy plant. Yeah.
Lovely.
Mm-mm.
That's obviously what this is. And then you just kind of keep on moving as you get forward. Nephis, you nudge just barely a hand that's barely attached to the wrist, as both the wrist and the entire forearm are completely shattered.
Gross.
Corpse
It's rude.
lying, the face down. It seems like they tried to stop their fall with their arms. Both arms are completely destroyed, and they're lying face down. This one seems to be in somewhat good condition. You can just barely make out the outline of it, but it seems to be somewhat fresh comparatively. And Jasper, you're able to see it, and you can still see that the blood is around them, encrusted into the dirt, mud, the jungle floor.
Gross.
Then you
Not
make it up
reassuring.
to the base of the tower itself, and looking up, those of you who can see, which is just Jasper and Zephyrus. Div, you can see up a little bit, but not particularly far. Div, you can sense just like the start of an outcropping. And Jasper and Zephyrus, you're able to see that there is a rickety, extremely old looking ladder that goes up this stone until it reaches a cave entryway carved into the side of this large stone pillar.
Before we do that, Nephis, do you have a shield?
I don't think so. No, I do not.
Would you like one? Because I can't really, I don't understand. It don't work for
Would
me.
you like to?
The shield that you spent so much money on, you don't want it?
I can't. I tried to use it and it would be a shame to throw it away. And if it'll help you,
Okay, sounds good.
cool. Jasper hands
Hand it
over
over.
the shield that he wanted so very badly and is very sad. But as
Aw.
long as it protects a friend, we'll be okay.
Oh,
So you have that oval shaped blue dinosaur leathered shield.
Sick.
And make our way to the ladder.
Despite Div's less than stealthy approach, nothing
He's trying his best.
happens to you as you walk up to the ladder. It doesn't seem like anything has taken notice of you.
That's wild.
mm.
We start climbing the ladder, I guess.
Up
Who
we
is
go.
climbing? In what order are you climbing?
Order climbing.
Zeke is probably last.
Yeah.
Jasper's more than willing to go first if no one else will.
Emerson, I
right
can
behind.
go first.
I'll go right behind whoever goes first.
So it's Jasper, Nephis,
I'll go next.
Zephyrus.
Zephyrus.
Emerus, Liru, Div.
Okay.
And
So
wherever
we'll start.
Asaka is.
Where do you want Asaka?
Probably somewhere in the
Middle.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
middle.
After Zephyrus, before Emrys, let's say.
So and then we'll go in that order. Jasper, you begin climbing up here, and I need you to make me, actually, I'm going to have all of you make these checks, but depending on the order that you go in is going to affect how it's going to work. So all of you make me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, but we're climbing.
We're climbing the world's most yeehaw ladder.
Right, I'm climbing it. I'm not doing flippy dips up.
Yeehaw ladder. Oh no.
I'm right.
If you want to just muscle your way up this ladder, then you can automatically fail the check, and I'll let you do that.
Well, I mean, I was thinking athletics, but it doesn't matter because
that might be my option.
Oh no,
Rolling
Zephyrus.
that one.
I also rolled a nat 1.
I rolled a 19.
Ain't nobody
so
can
I'll-
handle the redneck ladder.
I rolled
Emrys
a
and I
19. I'll see you
Emrys and I
guys at the top.
got a 15 and a 14 respectively.
I got a 3.
Well, Jasper will see you guys whenever you get up here.
Oh my god.
Div is blind
Hold
and it's a
on.
redneck ladder.
Let's see
Cut him some
what
slack.
happens
So,
before we jump to any conclusion.
okay, so Jasper,
Yo.
you start climbing up this ladder, and you seem to be doing all right. You managed to balance your weight in a way that even though the rungs are old, you kind of use a combination of gripping the stone and fairly acrobatically going up here without ever placing too much weight on any given rung at the same time.
I've climbed worse. Amateur set designers.
Nephis, what's your total for the check?
Total is 3.
Total is 3. All right.
Hey, same seeds.
Wow. Okay. So Nephis.
Listen, listen.
So Jasper starts climbing up. And Tobin, did you roll for Emrys as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you start doing that same thing, and you just haul your weight up, and immediately 3 rungs break, and you go with them
Oh no.
right off the back. Now, you haven't made it very far up yet, so when you fall back, you are going to take 7 points of bludgeoning.
Wait, hold on. Can I cast Featherfall on all the people who start to fall in front of me?
You get 1 reaction.
What?
You have 1 reaction. So you get 1
Perfect.
choice. Who does that? But Nephis is falling from above you. So Nephis falls from behind as a few of the rungs of this ladder come tumbling down. And
Sorry, the lights turned off again.
Oh no.
then let me change that real quick. Okay. So who was after Nephis? It was Zephyrus.
Hello.
Okay,
Yeah.
Zephyrus, what's your total?
3. I also rolled that one. And I also have a +2.
Okay, so Zephyrus, a very similar thing happens. You didn't think that you weighed enough to kind of really need to worry about this too much. You're like, it's fine. I'm light. It won't be that big of a deal. And you grab a ladder, and then just part of it just crumbles instantly as you slide down. You also fall off and land with a loud thud near
Ow.
Nephis, but you're going to take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. Each of you have fallen 20 feet, by the way.
Jasper just gets to the top. Oh, that was pretty easy. Hey guys? Guys?
Next is Zaka, who, as she's climbing up, she would have been fine if the ladder hadn't been broken twice. So she goes tumbling down after you, and lands with also a loud thump. Libra, what did Emrys get?
Emrys got a
Wait, does
14.
Emrys have a climbing speed?
Emrys doesn't have a climbing speed, but it can like go. It can climb, if that makes sense.
Because if it had a climbing speed, it would need to make the check.
Yeah, no.
But
He can climb, but he doesn't have his own like special abilities.
so Emrys is able to use all 4 claws, limbs, whatever you want to call them,
Pause.
to dig into the rock itself as well as the ladder and to pull itself upwards. And Libra, what did you get?
I got a 13.
A 13. Okay, Libra, you have a close call where you almost slip as you're climbing up. So you cast. Oh, did you cast Featherfall? Actually, you're gonna get to cast Featherfall on. Sorry, Nephis or Zephyrus. I forgot you were.
Featherfall targets 5 falling creatures within range.
Oh, 5 creatures within range.
Yeah.
Okay, so the way that this works, if you were really high, you would maybe get to hit all of them, but because they're not falling in order, Nephis is going to hit the ground at about the same time because you're only 20 feet up. So if you were high enough that you could start falling and there would be enough space for you to hit all of them. But since you're not, Nephis is going to hit the ground before Zephyrus and Div have actually started to fall.
Okay.
Along with Azaka too, because Azaka also fell.
Can I hit both Azaka and Zephyrus?
Yeah. I'll say you can.
Cool.
Pretty close.
I will do that then.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
No offense, Nephis, but I feel like Zephyrus is squishier than you, and you only took
okay.
6 and he took 11. So
Yep.
Okay,
No
so
worries.
Zephyrus, you float down instead of you tumble off, and there's this moment of panic. And even though you're not that high up, it's still just like the scrabbling at nothing as the ladder that you were on just literally crumbles away. Libra, you're able to manage it, even pausing to save some of the fall. And then Div, what did you roll? A 3, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have climbed up. Now, because Nephis fell first and everybody's kind of falling in the same order here, Div, and you're at the very bottom, you're actually not going to fall as far as everyone else. But so you climb up, and
To be fair, Div is also like heavier than everybody else.
yeah, so you like come up and you just kind of like sit there with a moment of shock as everybody starts falling, and then you just hear this like sharp crack, and then the ladder right underneath you collapses, and you're just going to take 3 bludgeoning points of bludgeoning damage. You only fall 10 feet, and so your feet just kind of like slam and sink 2 inches into the ground. But
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Going great. This is going awesome.
Love to see it. You love to see it.
That's great.
It's the 3
So-
trio.
Yeah.
But Jasper, Emrys, and Libru, you managed to climb. Well, you can decide if you want to pause or not, but you've seen that you've managed to figure out this ladder pretty good.
I thought we said don't split up the party.
how far up is this ladder? Like,
So
what
if
is
you
the
want to go all the way up, it is 60 feet up to get to this first cave portion.
Yeah, like Jasper's just
Okay.
going.
So
How much
Jasper, like,
rope do I
you just like
have?
going, you make it to the top. You didn't break a single.
Yeah.
You are so proud of yourself. You are on top of the world. And you look back down, and you see that there are only 2 out of everyone else who's still on the ladder.
Woohoo.
I got some rope. I'll climb up and throw a rope down to the others.
Rappel up the wall.
Everybody got rope.
All
Yeah,
right,
we all
so
got
TNTs, everybody's got
if you're
rope.
going to do it that way, then I'm going to have y'all roll an athletics check instead.
Okay.
And you will have
Div is slightly better at athletics.
Oh,
Why?
why can't you roll good today? Nice. I rolled a 9.
Oh,
9.
Guys, I only have
I
2
got
charges
another
Bardic
nine.
Inspiration. What do you want it?
I'm
So
giving you
another
advantage on the
nat
check
one.
because it's easier to climb a rope than a really, really old ladder.
Plus,
okay.
we're Jasper's
Oh my
helping.
gosh.
Well, I
Jeez,
still
thank
rolled
you.
better my
Jeez,
first time.
that's an
How did I
18.
roll worse?
Okay, I got a
I got-
16. So
I got a 9.
definitely an
I rolled a
improvement.
6. I rolled a 6 and then I rolled a 4. So that's a total of
No.
9. Oh, Brimstone. Climber extraordinaire.
Climber extraordinaire.
Okay, so Nephis and Div, you manage to, now with this rope with something that you can grab and just kind of haul yourself up. That's not too bad. So you managed to do that. Zephyrus,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that you get to the top, but there is a moment about halfway in the middle where you panic as the rock crumbles underneath your feet and you slide down the rope a good 15 feet. And in order to recover, you have to slam yourself up against the wall and stop yourself that way. So you'll take 3 points of damage for that.
Oh.
But you do manage to then, at that point, you just kind of hold on as you're the last one there. The other two held themselves up.
I'm at half health and it's only been like an hour.
I cast Featherfall on you. You didn't take any damage.
Oh, did I
Yeah,
not
you didn't
take
take any bludgeoning. That's you've only taken
Put it
3
back.
points of damage. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Oh my
Put
God.
your health back in your body.
So
I cast a spell on
I was
you.
so scared for a minute. I
The
was like,
doctor
oh
said
my
all
God.
of my bleeding was
It's gonna
internal. That's where the
die.
blood is supposed to be.
Okay, 1 second. I have to turn the lights back on.
It's okay. You're at night right now. All right. So
Yeah.
looking
Lighting.
around, now that you all have the chance, you're panting, standing up on this ledge. You look into this area, and most of you don't see anything, but Jasper and Zephyrus, you're able to see, looking in here, and Azaka made it up easily on the rope as well. I guess I should mention that. She's with us. You're able to, you look into this room, and you see that it kind of splits off into the section. It seems very much just like a basic cave, but there's a large pit in the middle here. And then there's a tunnel that goes on beyond the pit, as well as there's a little side tunnel that winds around. But it doesn't seem very big because you can see in about 20 feet where it wraps around. So it's not a particularly big section.
We want to head inside first.
Where careful, keep treasure. Anyone got like,
Since ladders seem to be an issue.
yeah, let's go in. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to be the best course of action. Ow.
In makes the most sense.
Let's go.
I have
Let's
a quick
go.
question mechanically before we continue. Is div a construct?
No,
Okay,
it is a humanoid.
got it. Thank you.
For legal reasons, David the humanoid.
Didn't qualify as a creature for
That
reasons
is
that
a-
might get revealed later.
That is a question that the
Well,
politician.
Warforged are just classified as humanoid. They're not classified as constructs.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how they work. It's weird.
For tax reasons,
They-
Div is a
they deserve-
humanoid.
they deserve human rights.
They do deserve
I'm
human
not going to
rights.
get into
It's
the
part
magical
of the
theory
plot.
of why that is the reason that it is, because none of you know that. But maybe
Because
it'll
they
come up.
gained a soul.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so you move into this cave a little bit, and now you are
Cool.
looking around. The rest of you can't see, or most of you can't see anything. Like, it's just completely dark in here. You're just kind of trusting what Zephyrus and Jasper have to say, and Azaka seems to be able to see as well. Div, you can see a little bit now. Now that you get closer, you can sense that that pit is there. Div, specifically, you make me a perception check.
Oh,
Oh boy.
This is why you
proficient in perception, guys. That's a 23.
23. Div, you notice, this is not something else that anybody else would be able to notice, but with your particular brand of seeing, you are able to. That underneath this pit, or at the bottom of it, there are these small cave sections, and in each of them, there are 4 of them total, where it kind of enters into this little crevices in the walls on this pit. There are 4 large spiders They don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Spiders.
I don't want to fight spiders.
Great.
Would
Love
be friends
that.
with us spiders.
Can we be friends with this?
How large
spider?
is large, though?
Yeah, like
Well,
how
I'm pretty sure we're talking like giant spider.
you're talking like
Dude, you're talking
Sheila?
6-foot spiders.
Yes,
6 feet
That's-
tall?
That's a big
They're big spiders.
that spider is.
That's taller than Liru. Yay.
That's a div-sized spider right there. Nope. I
How-
didn't know we moved to Australia. Nope.
That's what Chult is.
The giant alligator didn't cue you in?
Okay. So there's the pit.
How do
and
we
there's the thing.
sneak past giant spiders?
Quietly.
Two questions, Scott.
Mhm.
One, is this a natural formation or was it built?
It seems to have elements of both in it. But if you want to do that, or you want to try and figure that out, you will need, well, first off, is anybody proficient in stonemason's tools?
Let me check 1 second. It might be one of those.
I'm
I think I'm
proficient in
proficient in
Smith's
whatever I
tools.
see
want.
it, cannot make this check. Those who can see the walls, I should say.
Oh, right.
I'm proficient
so
in the
close.
bagpipe. Would that help?
I'm proficient
No.
in Smith's tools, but Div can't see.
I can't do.
Div, you can
woodcarvers.
tell
Think-
by the
Kind of.
walls, the shape of the walls, like you can feel that, you can sense that. So in this case, if you're proficient in any kind of stonemason's tools, or I'll say,
Does Smith's tools count?
no, that's with metalwork and this is stone.
Come on, it's the same thing.
No.
No.
Metal is just rocks.
Not, no. Don't, no.
So then Div, you're not really sure. This isn't the kind of thing that you would be able to tell.
So it's not like very
obviously-
clear
it's not
bricks.
clear either way. Yeah, it's not like this is obviously a natural formation.
That was
Obviously-
mainly my question. Just like for me specifically, like does this is it specific like
It looks like
these are
like
brick
there are,
walls
like,
or is
cracks
it like
along
hey
the
there's
walls.
this weird mountain here?
And just so this pit where these Div, I assume you mentioned to everyone that there were spiders in there.
Yeah, he at least like subtly like tapped something to get their attention and like kind of
Spiders.
as quietly as he can gets the point across that hey there's things in the pit. Let's maybe try to like not draw the attention of the things that are in the pit. My other question was like there's the pit but there's also like ways up. Yeah.
So there is another cave beyond the pit. So if you want to go up from where you are right now, there's more ladder above you. That ladder is not broken currently.
That'll
Yeah.
change real quick.
But also keep in mind that you are now 60 feet above the ground. So falling is a much more dangerous aspect than it first was when you started climbing. You, however, the other thing that you notice is that, so this pit is 15 feet wide. And there's another cave entryway beyond that. And there's something in there that goes up, and you can sense that, but not much further.
Okay. And that's on the other side of the pit.
Yep.
Is there a way around the pit without going into the pit?
You could jump the pit if you can jump 15 feet with a long jump, which
Can we jump 15 feet?
if your strength score, like the big number, is 15 or higher, you can jump 15 feet.
I can jump that far.
I can jump that far.
Dang.
I can jump that far.
I
Stay in a
also
3D
can't jump
pit.
that far, but
that you
Zephyrus,
can
you
immediately
can
tell who
step
the
of the
deep
wind
things
to
are.
double your jump distance. So as long as your strength
Oh.
score is 8 or higher, you
I-
can make a 15-foot jump.
I keep forgetting about all the cool stuff that I can do.
I can
You're a
cast
monk,
jump
my God.
is the other thing that I could do if we decide that we're going to jump this pit. Why are we jumping the pit?
There is a doorway on the other side that leads up.
Just a,
Okay.
not necessarily a doorway, but another section of rock.
A place.
Some rocks, a way up is over there. Okay, that's reasonable. Let's check to make sure Emrys can get over there.
Just pick him up.
That's
Throw
fair.
him
I can
across.
carry
Put him around neck like Scar.
Jump.
He's a little
Let me
big. for
make
that.
sure I can do this.
You made them out of twigs and muck. We can make another one.
No, there's only one Emrys.
Okay, yeah, sure. If we're jumping the pit, then I'll cast jump and jump over, if that's the plan. Or
Well,
does everyone have a way across the pit?
it seems like a better idea than trying to climb up again,
Yeah, that's fair.
since that didn't
And
seem to
also,
work.
I would rather we not disturb the spiders.
Yeah, that's also fair.
Also fair.
Okay, that's what I'm doing then. Boing.
Boing.
Boy.
I
Leaving a
leap
key point to
a wahoo.
Okay,
jump. You jump.
I'm carrying Emrys also.
you're carrying Emrys?
I'm holding him in my arm like a large dog.
So Emrys is rather heavy. I'm gonna need you to make an athletics check to manage
Okay.
that. Uh,
Oh no.
17.
17. Okay, Libro, you managed to pick up Emrys, and then with this
Yay.
coordinated jump, you seem kind of a little lighter in the air than you should, and then you land on the other side. Nephis, Jasper, and I believe Div, you're just athletic enough, as well as Azaka, that you can just do that. That's normal.
Div has to have
I
a
can
high
jump
strength
over
sword to be able to
15.
carry himself.
Yeah, Div makes a really loud clang as you jump from stone and land on stone, but it's
Gong.
just like a
Thought we'd-
grinding of metal on rock. But
Stealth.
the rest of you jump across, and you are onto this pit. The wall ends fairly quickly. This place isn't particularly huge. It's not a really complex or large area. The tower is this large tower is not super wide, but you can see up above you is what appears to be a stone chimney leading upwards, and it goes off into the darkness. Those of you who can see this. The rest of you are blind. You don't know what's going on. The only light is faintly coming off of Div.
Div's RGB lights.
Got that gamer guy body
So-
lights.
Oh, they got them LGBT lights.
Looking upwards, yeah, you can go out. You can get up to this rock chimney if you want, and that's going straight upwards, more or less straight.
There's nothing else around.
Nope, you were just in this small little chamber with nothing else in it. Small little rock area, and it's pretty
To
rough
rock
hewn, too.
climb. Free solo it.
Doesn't seem like a terrible idea.
Wall climbing.
If we go up because up is where we saw a lot of them flying to and stopping to drop something off, or we just saw them all flying to the top. And that's where they see.
You saw them all at the top.
Okay, so something up top is important.
Well, if they're all up top, that's either where they live or they keep everything, and that's where they guard it.
Yeah.
Or both.
Well, it's either that and everything's up there, or they're all up there and all of the treasure is down in the basement with the spiders.
That would really suck.
You don't think there was any treasure there, Div, or like you paid a lot of attention.
But
as soon
all
as
I
you
saw
realized there
were
spiders.
doorways, right?
You saw that whole area in a pretty good amount of detail. You can see pretty well, especially when you're just in an echoey stone chamber. You can see really, really well. So you didn't, like, other than the spiders being in that pit, you don't think there was anything else in there.
Didn't sense any treasure.
Make treasures.
Unless you count spiders as treasure.
They can be treasured friends.
Yes, they
Kind of
can.
just like looks at you with this confused expression, and she just shakes her head and she says, "How you have not gotten yourself killed yet? I do not know."
Spiders are the good kind of bugs. They eat the bad bugs.
Do you realize what a
But
bad
what
bug
if
is to
you're
a
the
spider
bad
in
bug?
John? That's you.
Yes. It's also probably terrafolk and other people wanting to hurt us.
No, Terrafolk are too big for that.
And I'm not?
No.
Oh, oh, okay. It's hard to tell how big the terrafolk were. They were kind of far away. They all looked really small.
She kind of like looks back at you and she says, "They are each around 10 feet. They dwarf you,
Very big.
Mm.
but their bones are light. They go down easier than you think. Relatively.
River says,
Relative to
"You
what?
do keep saying that. Hopefully we won't have to find out."
Nothing in the jungle goes down easy, but something's easier than others."
Right. Well, we haven't asked for your opinion. Do you think up or down?
Personally would rather not go along the outside again. And she kind of shudders a little bit. But
Yeah, that didn't work out so well. So, I mean, we could start with up, and if that doesn't work, we all go down really fast. Plan A, we climb. Plan B, fall. Let's not do plan B.
Lyra kind of flexes her hand. She says, "I don't have a lot of mechanisms left. I'll have to repair the earlier things that kept you guys from falling. So try not to fall."
What if we have the most adept person go up first and then drop down a rope again?
That could work.
Who's the most adept person in this scenario? I'm so
I don't
sad that
know.
Kaylona's
I have
not
no
here.
idea.
It
I
might
know, for
be
real.
me, which is
Wait, what?
stressful.
Define adept.
Best at climbing, so
Best-
highest dexterity score and ability to roll well.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I have a +2 to dex.
this kind of climbing would
Me
be
too.
athletics, because this is climbing rocks, not breaking ladders.
Oh, athletics? Okay.
Oh,
Well, I'm half
Oh,
good
I
at
have a
everything.
+5 to athletics.
I have a
I've got-
+3.
I'm half good at everything, so
I can +4 my way up this. But yeah, Nephis, do you got rope?
I have rope.
You wanna
I'm
drop us a
scared.
rope?
I'm scared.
before you go,
Wait,
just
I
in
have a
case,
question.
have some words of encouragement. Remember, if you fall, there are spiders down at the bottom, and you have an extra D6. You don't have bardic inspiration.
Sick. That's very helpful and very inspiring.
There are spiders at the bottom. Very
I'm pretty sure
big
Gandhi
spiders.
said that once.
Yeah.
So
Losing
Oh,
it.
there's
Nephis,
spiders down there.
if you want to climb up here, there's going to be one small problem. That is, you cannot see.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
about
yeah,
to
I forgot
ask.
about that.
I'm like, so
So, hold on.
would that be
Div has a
disadvantage or
+4
would
to
it just be?
athletics. And
Well,
she's
it
It would
already
be
blind.
Nephis-
disadvantaged because you're climbing up a rock chimney, but you're guessing as to where the hand
Does
are.
Yeah.
anybody have a torch?
I have 10
Um,
Div
torches.
glows in the dark.
Yeah, well, Nephis has the inspiration, so
I think I have it.
I have incense
I have a
and
can.
candles.
I
have a
do have a
candle.
torch.
I have
I have a
torches
torch.
too.
Can I hold the torch to Div? Like
He just
holding
like
a match
sticking it in his
to a
mouth.
flame. Div,
kinda
you
like-
want this? Yeah, swipe it like a match.
It like lights up. You like stick it into a hole in his chest and it lights on fire.
Yeah.
Pardon me, friend.
Now you can see.
Great.
Just
That'll be uncomfortable.
now, be careful trying to hold it.
Yeah, am I?
Kinda like-
how am I carrying this up with?
Grip it
am
in
I
your
carrying
teeth.
The torch up with me?
You could grip it in your teeth. Very carefully strap it to your side.
Emrys
How-
can carry it
how-
in his
Or-
mouth as he
or
climbs up next
climb
to
in the-
you.
Or climb in the dark.
So how tall is this thing? If someone holds it at the bottom,
You can't tell. The torch's light fades before the chimney
Oh, great.
ends. It seems to be going
Okay.
up quite a long ways.
so I could.
I'm gonna give Nephis my rope as well.
I
Nice.
used to know how to make lights, but then I figured that wouldn't be that helpful. So I don't know lights anymore.
Rest in peace. Is the thing wide enough for me to hold the torch in my teeth? How big is the torch? Like, is it like a fat one? I don't know if I can hold that in my mouth.
That's up to who gave you that torch?
That
How
was
large is this flashlight?
that was from me.
How big is that torch, Zephyrus?
Just to give me it's 10 pounds. I don't know.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna climb, and Emrys is gonna climb up with you, and Emrys is gonna hold the torch. How about that?
That's a
Sounds
good idea.
We can send two
Like a
people, and
plan.
Emrys is carrying my rope and also anyone else's rope that he can get his hands on. He's like running around happily, like, and Lear is like putting rope, like trying to secure him, or like put like coils of rope around him,
So
around his
excited.
neck. So does anyone else have rope that they want to add to the Emrys like catch pile, the Emrys pile?
Div does not have rope.
I
No one
don't
has
have
any
ro-
more
I
rope.
don't have rope.
Zephyrus, do you have any rope?
I think I do.
Awesome.
Busy.
We're
Bards
sending it up the
don't
hill.
get rope. For some reason, bards don't get rope.
That's
Div has a
rude.
priest's pack. He's got incense.
I got a candle.
Mm,
I have 10 candles. Get wrecked.
Well, I have.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I only have 5.
So Emrys is gonna go up and Nephis is gonna go up is the plan, right? And then
Yep.
he's got the rope from Zephyrus, Leroy, and Nephis.
Yeah.
So it's like 150 feet.
Mhm. So
Should
Nephis,
be 180, but
you need to, I'm gonna have you roll me an athletics check. And I'm gonna
Okay.
have Tobin you roll for Emrys.
my guy.
for the bardic inspiration. Do I have to say I'm gonna add it before, or can I add it after
You
I
can
roll?
roll the dice, see what it is, and then decide to add it. But it's before
Okay,
I tell you what happens. If I tell you what happens, the moment is passed.
You roll
Okay,
it after you know the roll, but before you know the outcome.
And I'm
Sick.
rolling athletics.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Dirty 20.
I got 23.
23. Okay. So both of you managed to climb. It's a lot easier to climb in here because you can brace yourself on the wall. And if you slip even a little bit, you can just do it. So because after a while you get pretty used to this and you start hauling your way back up this place. And Emrys seems to be bounding up excited just about as fast as you are. And you reach the top of this area and you come up into, and it keeps going for a long time. Like all of you down below, you see the torchlight fade completely. You can't see it anymore at all. But as you keep climbing and climbing and climbing, This is definitely like, you're like, this has to be longer than where we were earlier. Like, there's no way it's not. But you keep going, and then you come up and you see that it finally opens up into a wider chamber. And you come up to the top of this and you enter into this area, and with just your torch light around, you see that you're in a small chamber on top of this, and Emrys scrambles up right next to you. Emrys seems to be less personable this far from Libru and just stands there innate. But you look down this tunnel, which kind of moves a little bit, but it's mostly down. And then out in front of you, it seems there's another chamber, so it kind of narrows down, then opens up again, and then it turns off to, from where you're facing, it would be your left. In that second little wider chamber. But each chamber is only about like 15 feet at most. And Nephis, I need you to roll me initiative.
Initiative?
Yep.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god.
And
Oh, no.
Libru, you can roll for Emrys if you want, but Emrys cannot hear your commands and you don't know to give them any, so they actually will not be able to do anything this combat.
Emrys does something if it doesn't get commands. 1 second.
Emrys,
Not anything useful, but
Emrys does the dodge action.
yeah.
Okay,
Emrys will
I
just stand
got
there. He'll do
21 for
something.
initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear coming off to the side an odd sort of buzzing sound. It sounds like a lot of the smaller insects that you've heard, but resonant and a lot louder. As coming along this chamber, and turning down the walls, you see 9 of these small creatures that are about 2 or 3 feet wide, but each of them have this like sinewy pair of wings that's moving
Gross.
extremely quickly, and these large noses that end in a pronged point.
Gross.
Uh-oh.
With
Oh
bits
my
of,
gosh.
with tufts of hair around them, and these thick, short-looking tails that have no skin on them. The only hair is just a little bit around the sides of their head. So you're going to have the
That's so
opportunity to act
awesome.
before they do, but they are coming straight towards you.
If you feel the
Okay.
need to jump back down the chimney, I will save you. That's all.
I feel like Nephis always ends up in these situations where she is surrounded by enemies and by herself. It's okay. Okay, so do they seem to be like affected by the light at all, or do they not care?
They seem to be going straight towards it.
Oh, cool. So
Throw the torch.
yeah, I was just thinking, except for if I
Yeet
can't
that.
see, if it goes out and I can't see and they attack me, that would be bad.
That would be
To-
bad.
Or toss it down the chimney.
But debatably, yeah, I mean, there's more of us down there. So if you threw it down and
This is not a debate you can have, as Nephis
Oh,
is
yeah.
the only
I
person
know.
here.
Yeah. Okay, but what would Nephis do?
These things are coming straight
Um,
towards you, Nephis, so you don't got a whole lot of time to contemplate.
I
here.
know. Okay. Nephis is going to okay. I'm going to take my shield off my back because I'm assuming I put my brand new shield on my back while I was climbing up because I can't really
From
carry
your
that.
brand new best friend.
Yeah, exactly. And then I can't give commands to Emrys, right? It won't he won't. Okay. So I'm gonna get my shield out. I'm gonna grab the torch from Emerus. I'm going to wave it around my head for a second to like make sure it has all of the bugs' attention. And then I'm gonna chuck it the opposite direction of me.
Like in front of you?
Yeah, like as far as I can go towards where the thing was.
Okay, so just gonna
Scott rolling dice, us panic.
I know. I'm like, okay, this is where I die.
so you
Don't die. Jump in the pit before you die, please.
Jump backward.
Yeah. No, seriously, I will save you.
you huck this torch forward and they all seem to scatter, but none of them seem deterred. Now it is still lighting where you're at, so you can still see
Sick.
dimly that none of them have changed targets. All of them.
Okay, great. That's so awesome.
You guys think she made it? If everything's okay? I don't see the rope down here yet.
Okay, do I see anything that I can tie a rope to?
There is rock, and that is kind of it. So it's like a cave wall, but nothing in really specific.
Great.
Hmm.
That's so awesome.
But I'm gonna say your action's gone, so you can do anything with your bonus action
Yeah.
if you want.
Can I rage?
Yeah, you can rage.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that gives you could just hold the rope, right? You get like
Yeah.
extra funky strength. I don't know if we
she could hold
pressed
the rope,
that,
but that also
but-
means that she's putting down her shield and not defending herself at all.
Yeah, that's fair. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
and I
That's a
can't
bad idea,
fight.
actually. So, fun fact.
Okay, so these things swarm you, Nephis.
There's 9 of them, right?
Yep. And
Oh.
they are going to all try. Now, not all of them can actually go at you at once. They may be big, but they're going to. So 4 of them are going to be able to come at you this time. So, what's your AC with your shield added?
It's at 16 with the shield.
16. Okay. So these first 2, they stab into you. And even with this shield, you're not quite used to wielding one of these things. You try to get in the way, and one of them just buzzes up and around you and then comes behind. You're trying to defend yourself in all directions. So 2 of these guys stab into you immediately. We'll do all the damage in a second. And then the third one also stabs into you, but you manage to push one of them back with your shield. And so you're going to take and just cut all of this damage in half because it's all piercing, okay? But I'll just tell you the total here. Okay, you are going to take 17 points of piercing damage as these 3 creatures each lance into you, and then they don't move. They just stay there. And you can feel your blood draining out.
Oh, I know what these are. I know what they are. I forget their name, but I know
Oh
what
my
they are.
gosh.
Very big
Wait, so-
mosquitoes. That's what they are.
Like,
Terrible.
Would 17 have to be 9? Or would that be?
I think you round down for resistance, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so it'd be 8.
Mhm.
I'm gonna grab a hand axe, and can I try to? Well, first I'm yelling at this point. I am yelling. I am going crazy. So hopefully some of that carries down.
Make perception checks down there, y'all.
Got you covered.
oh yeah, there we go. That's a good
Nephis,
roll
it
for
is your
something
turn.
that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
13.
Are you yelling anything specific or just kind of screaming in general?
I am cursing the saints right now. Very, very loudly.
Love that.
That's probably not a good thing.
There's like saints across like various religions that are just
Very offended.
I learned about some different beliefs while I was in the army, and I am bagging on all of them.
Efficient
Fair and
blasphemy.
valid.
It's very good.
so
Fair
what's the
and
perception
valid.
checks for y'all?
I got a 12.
12?
I did not
13.
roll well.
I got an 18.
Jasper got a 13.
13?
I got like a
Yes.
9.
You hear something that sounds like somebody cursing out saints from like Silver Flame religion or something like that. You're like, what's going on up there? And then what do you get, Liru?
Not anything good. A 9.
Liru, you don't really pick up anything. And then Jasper and Div, you hear some noise that sounds like it could be screaming coming from up there, but you're not sure if it's screaming or if it's the scraping of boots on stone that you were hearing the whole time.
Go up there right now.
Go up.
Yes, up right now.
Uh,
Don't know how we're going. Nephis is in danger, and we have to go.
Okay.
Said
Okay.
earlier about not splitting the party.
yeah,
actually
that's
screaming.
true.
5
Up we
minutes
go.
later, let's split the party.
We didn't mean to. We were going to be.
I was hoping there would be rope, but
Okay, so you all want to climb up there.
Can I just scale this?
You can make me athletics checks if you want to climb really fast. That DC is going to get harder. Either way, you still have well over 100 feet to go, so it's going to be a bit.
A biggie.
I got an
Nephis.
18.
18, Jasper. Okay. Are you trying to go fast or normal speed?
Normal speed because it sounds like boots scraping up there. But there was no rope, so I'm kind of concerned. Not enough to go fast.
Zephyrus?
I got an 18.
18? Okay. Are you
Yeah.
trying to go fast or normal speed?
Probably a bit fast.
Okay.
He's zooming.
Don't know.
I got, am I doing athletics?
Yes.
I got a dirty 20, but I can't see, so I'm trying to go slow.
Okay. If you stay really close to Div, all of you can see that don't have dark vision. Well, that's just Neeru at this point, actually. But
Yep. I'd be staying close to Div anyway, so.
Div,
That's a problem because Div got a 6.
all right, Div, you try to climb up here and you jump up and your feet grind against the stone and then you start sliding slowly backwards.
No.
Div is like sending sparks flying as he tries
It's just like
desperately
a
to climb it.
screeching of stone. But
Saw
Zephyrus
blade noises.
and Jasper, you were moving up. Jasper, you were moving slower than Zephyrus. Zephyrus, you were trying to full send yourself up there fairly quickly. So Zephyrus, with your speed, let me do some internal mental math here. Okay, Zephyrus, that is going to take you 4 rounds of combat to get there. And Jasper, that is going to take you. Oh wait, because you're only going. Because you're not as fast as Zephyrus in fast or slow movement.
Make it an even 5.
It's going to take you 6.
Nephis, we need you to jump down the pit. Nephis.
If I jump down, I'm gonna hit all of you.
And we
Yeah,
will
yeah,
cushion
at this
your
Jump
point-
fall.
down. Liru has feather fall.
How?
Nephis, it is
Well-
your turn. What would you like to do? Actually, all Nephis knows about what Liru said was that Liru said,
Did I make
I'm
it
gonna
or
need
did
some
I
time
not
to
make it?
recharge these things. That's what Liru told her. So
Yeah. So Zephyrus doesn't know that.
Um,
Also, Scott, can you let me know in terms of rounds how long it'll take until I can get within ordering range of Emrys?
So as soon as you're within hearing range of Emrys, you can do that. So if you want to try that right now, you could or try to order Emrys to do something as a bonus action on your turn.
Okay.
But you
Cool,
just
I will
you're
do that
not
when it
necessarily
comes
sure
to
what the
be my turn.
situation is. So what your orders are may or may not. Like you don't know what's going on up there.
Yeah, they might not be relevant. I get it.
Yeah. But okay, so Nephis, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay.
You've got 3 of these things
Um,
attached to you, and the other 6 swarming around you still.
Nice.
They seem to
Well,
be
the ones
ignoring.
that are the torch.
They
Oh, Emrys.
yeah, Emrys, they're not paying
That-
attention to Emrys.
That's good, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get them out of me because I can feel them freaking sucking out my blood.
Gross.
So,
Those
Gross.
thieves. That blood don't belong to
so
you.
how are they situated on my body right now?
So one of them has stabbed into your shoulder, one of them has stabbed into your side, and then one of them is stabbed into your back.
Ew.
Drop, drop, and roll.
I was actually just thinking something like that. I'm gonna, because I'm still pretty close to the wall that I came in through, right, with the hole.
Yep.
So could I? Okay, 2 things. Could I try to like slam my back into the wall as I pull the one in my shoulder out? Like,
That would be bludgeoning damage. You are resistant to that.
I'll say sure, but also keep in mind that that is essentially slamming a knife in your back,
oh,
like up against a
freak.
wall.
And these are big. They're not like little. Freak. That's true. Well, I want to get the one in my back
That's
out.
also
So
because
it could kill it, but it could also deal some damage.
stab me.
There's the risk. There's no
Yeah.
risk there.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to.
So up to
Can
you.
I try? Yeah. Because these are big, right? So if I pull one out, could I try to? Okay, what I'm going to try to do, what Nephis is going to do, is to pull the one in her shoulder out and then just kind of go crazy and spin around a bunch and try to shake off the one in her back, I guess. Because, like, I don't know.
Just leave the one on
And,
your side there.
like, well, I guess I have 2 hands. I could try to pull both of them out. And then as I spin, I'm
Stack
just going to, like,
together.
swing them around to try to keep the other ones off of me.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, go ahead and roll me an athletics check. You're in a rage, so you have advantage on that. Just to see if you can shake these guys off you.
Incredible, actually. Nephis, have I mentioned
Okay.
lately that you're my favorite?
I don't know what to do. All I know what to do is punch. So, I got a 21.
A 21? Okay, so these
Queen.
creatures are not prepared for the pure level of brute force that Nephis can produce, and you fling around so violently that all 3 of them are ripped from you, which is not exactly a pleasant experience, but at this point in mind, you're just yelling, screaming curses down, and you don't really care. And so you are going to rip them all out, and it is their turn again. And they're going to attempt
Fetch.
to eat you now, unless you have any bonus
Oh,
actions that you
no.
want to do.
Can I yell? Can I try to yell? After Nephis does whatever Nephis is gonna do.
I don't. Can I bonus action back to the wall now? Or is that a thing I can do or no?
You can just use your movement to put your back to the wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'll
Because
say that will limit the number of them that can attack you down to 3.
yay.
Okay. So you back up to the wall near this pit, and then they are going to attempt to stab into you once again. Your AC is 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one of them comes flying at you, and you knock it to the side with your shield, but in the same movement, while your arm is exposed, one of them lunges in there and stabs its whatever those things are called, into you.
Roast proboscis.
Yeah,
Proboscis.
into you, and then another one tries to come, but you just roar and you smack it back, and it kind of flutters before buzzing. The whole chamber is filled with this like resonant buzz and flap of wings, and then but you are going to take and cut this in half, 7 points of piercing damage from the one that lands in your arm.
Because that would be 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm down. So.
Oh,
Oh, you're 3rd level. Did we ever tell you that?
Yeah, I think I have the right amount of hit points. Unless I calculated it wrong. I have that I have 18.
You should
Total.
have more than that.
You should have
You
more.
definitely
I
should
have
have more
more
than
than
that.
I definitely calculated it wrong then.
Okay, 1 second, I got you.
How many? What's your con?
This is like my weakness. My constitution modifier, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's +2.
Yeah, no, you should have way more hit points than that. 1 second.
Yep.
I got
You
you.
have more
Okay.
points than that at 2nd level. Yeah. So
Okay.
One
Every
second.
time I try to calculate hit points, I do it incorrectly.
So you're a
So-
barbarian,
Yeah.
and your con modifier is 2.
14.
You're level 3. You should have 32.
I should have.
I,
Oh my
I,
God.
Unless you're more
I
if you're
rolled
tough
well.
or a hill dwarf. So 32.
yeah, I
Okay.
rolled well and I have 27, so you should have more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
then.
Yeah, I have 24.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wait,
you
that
did.
makes me feel a lot better about so many things in my life. Thank you so much.
Self-esteem improved.
Okay, cool. I am not down. I'm fine. I'm not fine, but I am not
fine.
dead.
Scott, can I yell?
what would you like to yell, Leroy?
I would like to yell for Emrys to take the deflected tack, but that just kind of comes up as Emrys defend.
So what does you have? Go ahead and roll initiative for yourself, and so Emrys will act after your turn, and so we'll put you in there.
Well, that's not great. It's an 11.
Okay. So that will happen when that happens. But starting back, Nephis, it is your turn.
Let's freaking go. Question. Does my action, if I pull one of them out of me, is that my entire action, or can I also make an attack?
You can do one or the other, but not both.
Okay, so it's just hard because like, oh, I don't want them sucking my blood out, but I also want to kill them. Okay,
You could attack the one that
Could-
is sucking your blood right now if you wanted.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. So I'm gonna grab my let's see, I have my shield. So I'm just gonna grab one of my hand axes that I have, and I'm just gonna kind of swipe at the one that's in my arm's head, kind of with the idea that I'm just gonna chop it off at the point where it has a little, so I can just, I'll still have the thing in me, but he won't be sucking. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes, that's the technical
Yeah.
term.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so that's gonna be a 18 to hit.
And
Oh wait, no,
18 's
that's
gonna-
it will hit. Okay,
Yeah.
it's actually a dirty 20, but I'm assuming that will also hit. So
right, so
okay,
yeah.
let me roll. That's gonna be 12 damage slashing.
That is extremely surprisingly easily. You just kind of angrily hack this thing, and its body drops to the ground, which, because of where you are, is the tunnel, and it tumbles down.
Oh, freak.
Well,
Oh,
And so all of you
Hey,
hear
now they'll
something-
know that.
hear something small, like, and that hears you like lots of cracks, squish, and then you see something bloody fly past you in the tunnel. It's really it's small.
A child.
no.
But by the time it gets down there, it's pretty crunched up. Okay, Nephis, so that is your turn. This thing is this one is down. There are only 8 that are still up.
Woohoo.
Yeah, I shouldn't have.
And then, so they're going to attack, but Liru, what does the...
As a reaction, Emrys is going to impose disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature that he can see within 5 feet.
Okay, so he'll attack, he'll do disadvantage on one of the ones trying to stab at you.
That's about all I can do without being able to see.
Emrys is kind of standing stock still, then all of a sudden Nephis, one of these things charges at you, and you hear this like faint echo of something that Liru says, and Emrys jumps in front of it. We're going to see to what degree that works. And his bulk gets in the way and it knocks it to the side, and this creature kind of shakes itself confused before pointing its head back towards you. And then 2 others are going to try and stab into you. One of them comes at you, so this one gets blocked, and then another one comes in and you get your shield around, but coming around from the other side, one manages to buzz right underneath your arm and stab into your chest. Your arm literally still has that head sticking out of it, but it kind of falls out as you move it violently.
Nice.
And you're going to cut this in half, 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Cool.
All right then, Nephis, it is your turn again.
I'm just gonna do the same thing to the one that is stabbed into my chest. Because it seemed to work. Okay. Seemed to work last time. That'll be a 19 to hit. So
That will hit.
and then I'm only gonna do 5 damage this time.
That is still enough as you cut this thing in half with your axe. They don't
Nice.
seem to be particularly hardy creatures. There's just a lot of them.
Sweet.
I mean, just like mosquitoes in real life, right?
All right, they're going to come after you again. I assume so. Emrys is still going to do that thing where he knocks one out of the way, right? Okay. So that's funny. I rolled the same number. One of them slams it straight towards your face. You're not quite able to get there in time, but Emrys grabs it by its like thick tail and pulls it back just in time, and throws it to the side. And it
Bless Emrys.
Again buzzes confused. They don't seem to really be able to notice that Emrys is even there. And
That's handy.
then another one of them, or the other 2, are going to come at you. And here's my dinosaur dice. Really like the giant mosquitoes, and the green dice don't really.
No.
But so you're able to knock aside one, but again, it's hard to keep track of these things when they're swarming all around you. And every time you knock aside one, another one seems to be there, even though 2 of them are down at this point. But this other one only manages to latch on. It latches onto your like the back edge of your shoulder. But it doesn't get a super solid grip, and you're only going to take 4, still cutting that in half.
Sweet.
All right, and then it's your turn again, Nephis.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the one that's closest to me. Same thing. Just and that's gonna be a 12. Yeah, to hit.
You reach back and you're trying to get to this thing, but you can't quite get its angle enough to get force in. So to your great annoyance, your axe just kind of scrapes along its skin, but you don't get any purchase. It has surprisingly leathery skin, and it seems like you need quite a bit of force to get in there, but once you're in there, it can't take much. And then it is going to be their turn again. So for that one, you don't get to cut this damage in half, as this is straight up blood loss damage. You are just going to take 4 points of damage from that.
Okay.
And then Emrys is going to try and block one of them, which he's going to succeed. The one that he threw with its tail tries to come back towards you, and Emrys just rises up and bats it away with its claws, getting thoroughly in the way. And then there's going to be one more who's going to try and you, and it buzzes at you close, but you manage to get that shield up from Jasper just in the way and shove it off to the side.
Dope.
Then it is your turn, and Zephyrus, I will need you to roll the initiative.
Okay, sweet. I was gonna say, I was like, I'm gonna be up.
And I was like, where are my friends?
I got a dirty 20.
Okay. So, Zephyrus, you come out of the pit. Your movement is already spent for this turn.
Okay.
But when you come out, you see that Nephis is completely surrounded in the swarm. And as all of you are getting closer, you hear this loud thrumming buzz that just echoes throughout the chamber. So, Nephis, you are up. And you can't even really see Nephis, just in this large swarm. You see Emrys bats one of them away, and you heard Liru's command to Emrys earlier. But that is what you see when you come up here. And
Cool.
you're right basically in the middle of this swarm as Nephis has her back to the wall right next to the edge of this pit.
Neat. Okay. Does that mean is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Oh, okay. Oh. Let's see. Give me 2 seconds.
Punch a bug. Hell yeah. It's punch bug time.
Let's go.
Slug bug. No slug bugs. I'm hilarious, actually, in case anyone was wondering.
That was a good one.
Gosh,
Thank
you guys
you.
don't even need me
Okay.
on this show. We have Tobin.
Okay. I am going to do a cool thing. And I'm going to spend a key point to summon my arms of the astral self.
Yes.
And describe for me what that looks like, Zephyrus.
I think, dang it, I had like a good thing for this, and I'm trying to think of how to describe it. Zephyrus climbs over the edge of the pit, and he stands, and once he sees Nephis surrounded by all these creatures, there's going to be like a flash of purple wind that kind of goes up his form and kind of like centers on his forehead. Then a kind of a purple glowing eye like flashes out, and
Oh.
arms from his back kind of reach out. How many arms do I get? Does it tell me?
2 arms, 2 extra.
I get 2.
arms.
Okay, I get 2 extra arms. Cool.
For 4 arms total.
4 arms total. Okay, cool.
That's a large number of arms. That's more
That's a
arms
large
than I
number of
have.
So yeah, 2 extra arms kind of come off from over his shoulders, and every creature that I see in front of me, creature of my choice that I can see within 10 feet of me, must succeed on a dex saving throw, or they have to take 2d4 damage.
Okay. They're going to succeed, or going to attempt to succeed on the saving throw, all of them, as they're all within 5 feet of you.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your spell save DC?
That would be 11.
11. Okay, so they all flutter out of the way of this shockwave
Well,
that comes past.
That's fun. Okay.
It was cool as hell though.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
no worries about that. The bugs are dexterous.
Yeah. Is that all that I can do? I think that's all that I can do.
He's setting up.
Oh wait, no, that's a bonus action. Ha ha ha.
Now punch.
Now
Punch
I can
button.
punch. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do another key point, but can I make an unarmed strike with my arms?
Yeah, you can do that as your action. You can attack
Okay.
with the arm.
Cool. I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go for it.
Sweet. Okay. 16 plus what? Which one is it? 16 plus 4, that's a dirty 20. And then that's 4 plus 2, 6 damage.
Okay, so your arm, you kind of like settle into a battle stance, and then your arm behind just like flashes out and connects with one of these creatures, and it just goes through it, ripping a hole and then pulling back, and the creature just like swings like flap once, and then it falls to the ground dead. And then there are still a whole lot of them, but Nephis, it is your turn.
Sick. How many of them are left?
6.
6. Dope. Because we've killed 3. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna try to. Can I see Zephyrus through all the bugs?
Yeah, you can kind of like vaguely see Zephyrus, and there's like a flash of purple energy going on back
I
there.
am, yeah, kind of glowy. I'm purple and glowy.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That alone like relieves me so much. I'm like, oh, I'm not just fighting bugs up here by
Yay.
myself.
That was the
Okay.
goal.
But yeah, I'm just gonna try to. There's still the one in me, right? Like right here.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get that guy freaking out of me. I don't want him up there anymore.
Get out.
15 hits. Yeah,
15 will hit.
sick. Ooh, dang. That's like such overkill. That'll be 14 points of damage.
Oh my god.
You just kind of like, you're annoyed with this thing, and you're like, you know what, the axe can't get up very well, so you just like boom, just right up against the wall, and you just smash this thing, and there's just this loud crunch. You move your hand back, and it's covered in your own blood, but this creature is dead.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
And then they're going to swarm after you, but so there are 2 who are in front of you, which are going to go after you, and then there are another 3 which are going to go after Zephyrus. Zephyrus, what's your AC?
What is my AC? That's a very good question, my good sir.
Like 2.
No, it's 13. But you're right.
Okay, let's start. Oh boy, here we go.
No.
This happens to you, Zephyrus. I'm
Oh
sorry.
man.
Oh, no.
Okay, so which comes as a shocker to nobody. All 3 are going to hit, but one of them is so. I kind of like have this prepared, but you're not really sure how to defend plus this. And one of them lances straight. It goes right where you can't see, and you have no idea where it is, and it lances right into your neck. And you are
That
going
sucks.
to take
Don't drop.
9
Okay.
points of piercing damage from that.
9.
And the other 2 are going to stab into you, and you are going to take 7 points of piercing damage as one lands into your side, and then one stabs into your arm, your actual arm.
Okay.
And you are going to take another 4 points of piercing damage from that. As you are now completely swarmed and impaled by this creature.
Help.
I'm working on it. I'm trying
This
to
is
get
this is why I should
Don't
cast
panic.
like Shield of Faith every single time Zephyrus
I'm
does
trying.
anything.
So, Nephis, there's still 2 who are going to attack you, but Emrys is doing his thing. And one of them tries to come up, and Emrys at this point is just now, it seems kind of playful with it. This is like a game to him, and this thing has never gotten close to you. Like, it keeps trying to come at you, and he's just like letting it get close and then slapping it away. It tries to charge at you again, but is just continually confused by Emrys's ability to not to get in its way. And then the other one is going to attack you, and as you're kind of like focused on this, you're like, okay, I got a breather from this. And then your arm seizes up from the blood loss, just as one stabs into you. You are going to cut this in half, but you are going to take 9 points of piercing damage as this thing slams right into your chest, full force and you're unable to stop it. Okay.
Great.
This is fun. This is normal, actually.
Am I up there yet?
Nope, not quite.
Oh my
Dang
God.
it.
In there.
Yeah, am I up there yet?
No.
Bruh. Okay.
Rip to Zephyrus and Nephis, I guess.
Zephyrus, it is your
No.
turn.
Let's go,
Okay.
Zephyrus.
The
How
healers
Gotta
are
get those
trying.
things out of you, bro. You
Okay,
need to get those
okay.
things out of you. I don't know.
I know. I'm just trying to.
How?
Wait,
how
can
That's
I
what
far
I'm
yell
saying.
do
You
that?
like
steer,
yell that out. You're just like,
approximately?
get those things out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, get those out for you.
Okay. Can I punch them?
Sure.
Awesome.
Especially with your magic arms.
Yeah, can I do flurry of blows? That's my last key point, but this is if there's a time to use it, then
Okay, so that will be all three. That will be all three attacks. So you'll have three
Okay.
attacks total. I assume one for each.
yes.
Okay, so go ahead and make those attacks. Make those. attacks.
Awesome. Okay. Let's do it then. Okay, so that's a 17 plus 4, which is a 21. That's a nat 20 for the second one. And a
Nice.
18 for the third.
Okay, all three of those are going to hit. Go ahead and roll your
Awesome.
damage.
Okay, for the nat 20, do I roll twice?
You can roll twice, but
Okay.
if I'm being honest, rolling is honestly a work of show here. You actually cannot not kill these things.
Okay, that's true. Okay, so that's a 4 for the first one. That's a 2 for the second. And that's a 4 for the last one. So that's like, what, 10 points?
Mhm. So in just this quick flash of movement, your two spectral arms just twist around, getting an angle which they normally couldn't, and one of them just smashes this creature right off into another one, which then smashes it together just in this explosion of disgusting bug as these two slam together with their spectral arms, and then you manage to just get one off, toss it into the air, and slam it and
Okay.
hit it hard enough that it slams into the wall with a sickening crunch and then
Actually,
falls to the ground.
kind of went pretty hard.
Yeah.
Good for you
That
there.
was
I
sick.
could do one cool thing. That worked. That
It
is
worked.
wow.
So Zephyrus, you are still bleeding from these multiple stab wounds all over you, but you
Probably
no longer
very
have any attack
pale.
on you. Okay, Nephis, there are the two. One of them is impaled into you right now.
Ugh. So I have the one that's impaled into me, and then is the other one like kind of over here?
Yeah, there's the other
whatever?
one that Emrys is blocking.
Okay, I'm just gonna really hope that Emrys keeps blocking that guy because. Okay, does 13 hit?
A 13 is not going to hit. You're starting to slow down with all this blood loss.
Freak.
And you try to swing at this thing, but it's a little bit too weak, and it kind of glances off of its leather armor. Then it is their turn. You are going to take 7 points of damage. Don't cut that in half. You just take it as this thing and you sucks out your blood. And then the other one is going to come after you, but once again, it cannot get past you, Emrys.
Shout out to my boy Emrys. I am down though, so.
All right, so Nephis, you kind of like smile as you look at Zephyrus, and then you collapse to the ground.
No.
Yippee!
Oh,
Jasper, roll initiative for me.
cool.
Yay,
Jasper,
Jasper!
Just for help.
19.
19, okay. Zephyrus, it is your turn.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was going to defend Nephis, but since Nephis has fallen,
Well, Nephis has fallen, but this bug creature fell with her
Ooh.
and is still embedded in her chest.
okay. Well,
Jasper's here.
am I
Protect
able
yourself.
to?
Kill.
Kill it. Kill these things.
I'm gonna kill that thing. Faux show. I'm a punch. But just a normal punch.
Okay.
No more cool ones left.
I lost my keys.
You
Uh,
can still bonus action attack though. You still have 2.
oh
It's like a
yeah,
horror game protagonist. I
You're
used all
playing
my
the one you've
keys.
never not had 2 attacks.
that's so nice. I forget about that, but I can't do flurry of blows. Again.
Resident Evil.
You don't get 3, just 2.
Yeah, but there's only like 2 bugs left.
There's only
so-
2 to attack, so yeah.
Okay,
there's that.
Cool. Oh yeah, then that's fine. So yeah, I'll just let's see what does more. My short sword.
Slap the bug.
Hit them hard.
My favorite
Will
game.
do around the same. Okay. I'll just punch because I have arms, so might as well. So
Alcohol. Talk.
I rolled a 10 for that first one. Will that hit?
That is not going to hit.
Dang.
So you have that second attack, so you can either try to aim at the one, or you can try to attack this one that's still attached.
Well, I'm gonna die either way. So I'm gonna do the one that helps Nephis.
Okay.
That's better. That's a 16.
A 16 will hit. Go ahead, roll your damage.
Sweet. Awesome. That's 4 plus 2. That is 5.
5. All right. So you manage to hit this thing, and you like punch it in the body, and it snaps its neck.
Push
It
the
just
blood
kind of
back in.
rolls.
I think that would work.
So it is still there, but it is not living. It is obviously dead. Then,
Okay.
Jasper,
Yo,
You climb
so
you climb up out of this pit, and you see that Nephis is lying on the ground with wounds all over her.
cool.
And they're like a ridiculous amount of wounds. Like there's no way she should have been able to take that many wounds, but they're all over.
There's so many holes and so little blood.
We cannot possibly stress enough how many wounds.
How many?
How many stab wounds Nephis just took right there.
28 stab.
Yes.
So Jasper, but you come up and you see that Emrys looks to be like playing with one of these things. It keeps trying to come back, and Emrys is just like
Gross.
And then you see Zephyrus also not looking particularly great.
Zephyrus is
Like,
still
really-
standing.
Really pale.
Yep.
And that is what you see.
Chloe, so
if-
that's me.
I don't have any movement since I just got up, right?
Yeah, you don't have any movement.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to. Well, I can't attack and cast a spell on the same turn, even if it's a bonus action, right?
If the spell's a bonus action, you can do it, but
Ooh. Okay. I want to throw my Ikuwa at the remaining bug.
okay, go ahead and make it to hit.
It's only a 9.
All right, you're still pretty unpracticed with this thing.
Yeah.
And so you throw it at it, but it misses.
And
It
then
goes off to the side.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on Nephis, and Jasper is just going to shout, "The show's not over. Get back up." And you are going to get. Wow, that's so much. 5 hit points back.
Oh,
Nephis, you kind of hear that, and you feel a couple of the dozens of wounds on your, just all over you clothes.
let's go.
It ain't much, but I can do it from a distance.
And actually,
Hey.
it is your turn now. So there's just the one. There's the one that's kind of like in your chest, but it's broken, and then it's obviously dead, and then it's the one that Emrys is playing with over there.
As much as I enjoy Emrys shoving that one, I'm going to kill it. So actually, unless I can't roll, there's a 13 hit.
Keep in mind, you can attack recklessly if you want. That is a barbarian ability. It will give you advantage, but it will also give them advantage.
That's true, but if I attack recklessly and I kill it, then It doesn't matter if it has advantage because it'll be dead.
Did you use that bardic inspiration already?
I didn't actually use it for the climb.
You can use it on the
You can do
to hit.
both. You can reckless attack and
You can just really make
Okay.
sure you hit that thing.
Yeah, I will reckless it. Okay, I am definitely using the bardic inspiration. Okay, so that's gonna be. Oh, I need to roll a d6 instead of a. Did I say 13 before? Or did I say 14? 13, right? Okay, then it will be a 15 instead. That hits, right?
yeah, that'll hit.
Woo!
Yay.
Okay. So that will be 5 points of damage.
You kind of just like come up, you just pop up and you see this thing and your eyes just go wide, and then you just like heave yourself upwards and you just cut this thing out of the air and you cut it in half. And it just falls to the ground, and then immediately Emrys just kind of falls still. And you look and you see
Sorry,
that
Emrys.
Jasper is standing over there as well. And then his nickel one he got is just lying on the ground near the back of the wall.
What the?
That's mine. Don't touch it. I want to keep that one.
But now you are out of
Okay.
combat and you are surrounded by the hacked apart or variously destroyed corpses of these things, littering this fairly small chamber, which is only about 15 feet at its widest, which then opens into another one, and there's still torchlight that's coming from there. So this room is very dimly illuminated.
I'm gonna grab that rope from our little buddy and drape it down to help everyone else come back up.
All right, so you're able to get that rope. Leroy, you've been going really slowly because If has been trying so hard to climb up, but he did is really heavy.
He's heavy and he's blind. Give him some slack.
There's a rope. I will not slack the rope.
The rope comes
The
down.
rope is taut.
Well, with that rope plus this area, you're not going to need to make an ability check to get up there. So all of you are able to climb all the way up.
Yay. Who needs healing?
Literally everyone.
No, Nephis and Zephyrus. Zephyrus and Nephis. Zeph and Nephis.
Lyra looks
That was us.
like kind of frantic. Like she looks truly scared for you and truly kind of wrecked as she goes over to you, Nephis, and is like, I am so sorry. I didn't think this through. I am so sorry.
It's okay. I've had worse. So don't worry about it.
Well, you shouldn't have to. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. It's not your fault. I'm the one who suggested I come up here. So,
We shouldn't have split the
Later,
party.
you're kind of able to glance over the situation, and you glance at all these dead creatures, and you glance at Nephis, and just take in the insane amount of stab wounds there. And your captain kind of goes over and he looks at her and he says, "That's an awful lot of wounds for one person to take and still be standing. It's very impressive."
Impressive, sure, but and Lyra kind of like waves an expansive hand. She says, "But we were all supposed to be together. I messed that up." But it was impressive. Lyra is very obviously not talking to you.
She's talking like next to you, like it's like
Yeah.
next to your head. And you feel Nephis like a cool breeze next to you.
I think I might have gotten hit a few too many times. Too much blood loss for me.
One too many hits with the snake.
Yeah.
Anybody who is missing hit points, you have 15 more hit points now.
Yo, thank you.
Thank you so
Uh,
much. I needed
Div
them.
coming in clutch.
Like you guys are like having this intense discussion, and Div just like hauls himself up in the background, like looks around at the carnage, and then just like says a prayer, and there's just this wave of like health.
What does that sound like?
He talks in Elvish.
I can understand Elvish.
I also
You should tell us what it.
It's a pretty simple, like, it's a mix of like a basic prayer for like health and well-being, and also kind of like a quiet what has happened here. If that makes sense.
Ballad.
Like something along the lines of by Boldre's hearth.
It's like, I
Jasper
leave
goes
for
up and
10
picks
minutes.
up his weapon, kind of kicks the bug as he goes to pick it up.
One half of it because it's in two pieces. That
Well, yeah.
particular one.
The back half. I don't want to risk kicking the nose.
So how was you guys climb up? Got up here pretty quick.
Well,
To
well,
be
as soon as
fair,
we heard you in jeopardy, well, Zephyrus heard you. The rest of us, I guess the adrenaline.
I
Yeah.
tried. I am not fast.
That's okay. It was a very long climb, so
I'm just glad you're mostly okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
How's Azaka, by the way? Did she make it up?
She did make it up.
Perfect. Just making sure.
Woohoo.
So we're in a room, small room with a bunch of dead bugs and some less dead, two less dead friends.
Yep. And so looking out in front of you, you can see because the torchlight illuminates this chamber. There's
One
another
more
s-
second.
Yep.
Sorry. Are Zephyrus's arms still active?
Oh, as as everything kind of like just like
They go for 10 minutes.
do they go for 10 minutes? I think I
Yeah.
can like dispel them whenever I want.
Yeah,
You
you can
can.
dismiss the arms.
You can get rid of them, but
Or
they
you
can
can
go
just
for
Yeah.
10
move
minutes.
around.
That is true. Could let me there because that's kind of neat. I like extra arms. But yeah, as everything kind of defuses, Zephyrus is like panting after being beaten to like the literal brink. And like he's gonna look around for a bit and then he's going to like relax and the arms kind of disappear in that same kind of like thing of wind taking the glow with them out of like his one good eye and then also from the mark on his forehead, but the mark doesn't all the way go away. It kind of leaves like a burn mark. It's like a very simple, just like eye motif. And
Vibes. Sorry.
yeah, and he looks like he has a splitting headache.
Liru kind of watches this happen. And she moves over and she says, I haven't seen anything like that before. It doesn't sound accusatory. She sounds like genuinely interested and excited.
Zephyrus is like a little tense when you do say that, no matter like what the tone, he kind of like looks at you and is just like, I haven't done that before.
Surprising. I was going to ask where you learned, but well, if it's just an inherent ability, well, it's quite impressive.
Thank you.
I think you should be proud.
Thanks. He like reaches up to kind of like rub at it. He's like, it really, yeah, it came in handy. Although, it does quite hurt. I don't, never mind. It's fine. I'll deal with it. Thank you.
Lyra kind of nods. She says, if and when we get into trouble again, I'll try to keep in front of you.
Appreciate it.
We're gonna Operation Don't Let Zephyrus Die.
Yay.
Operation None of Us Die.
That would be
But
Okay, sorry for interrupting you, Scott. If you want to do your description, yeah, I'm done.
So in front of you, there's another chamber, and it's kind of this long one, about 10 feet wide and 15 feet. So about the same size as this one. It narrows down, then opens up again, but it turns to the left. And that's all you can see.
Right, time to go left.
to
East.
the left.
East. Wait, that hasn't been relevant yet, but I will bring it up.
You are going to the east there, yes. But
Peace.
so
East.
you go that way, and then it opens up, and you see there are two areas, one of which goes off to, standing in this intersection, there's this room. It's a little bigger than the other two that you were in, but not much, and not a whole lot wider, more just like a large divot in the rock. And then off to your right, there's an exit that goes outside in this tower, the tower wall again. Inside that chamber, you see that there is a corpse that has skin completely shriveled, looking like a dried out raisin, dressed in adventuring gear, lying up against the wall.
Ooh, has it got anything good?
Oh my god.
You can go over there and check if you want, Jasper.
Yes. I want to investigate the shriveled adventurer.
So
Liru kind of, oh, actually, sorry. Do your thing first and then I'll.
Kind of as a curiosity thing, and I mean, if there's anything good that might help us.
So you can see as you come over, and you don't need the torch to see, so you're able to just see her in pretty full detail. There's a cloak that's across this corpse's chest that's begun to rot, as well as a coin purse, and you can see that there is gold in that coin purse, as well as the glint of jewelry on their fingers, and some other things that you can't quite see inside the pouch.
Time to loot a corpse.
I do not recommend
As you start,
desecrating the dead.
yeah, as you start doing that, Liru like reaches out a hand. She says, "You should leave them at rest."
I mean, they won't need all of it, will they?
The ghosts will remember.
Okay. And Jasper doesn't touch anything.
Thank you.
And as he walks away, he, sorry for disturbing you.
You're making a perception check.
That's a nat 20, baby.
Liru, you see something that Mirasandra recognizes in that pouch. One of the, like, through this rotting hole, you see these figurines, and one of they seem to be shaped like those creatures that Mirasandra saw, or like the creature there's only one of them. But
Okay, it's Mirasandra time.
Yeah.
You see Liru like look towards the corpse there, kind of inclining her head, and then her eyes flicker towards that pouch, and she's gone, and Mirasandra is there, and Mirasandra has no such reservations about looting a corpse.
Div, however, does have
now
such
it's fine.
reservations about looting a corpse.
Mirasandra kind of reaches out, and her hands are like kind of shaking as she like brushes against those figurines. I'm interpreting this correctly. They got like snakes with feathers energy, or no?
small little figures, it seems, and you pull them out, and they're each of these, there are two of these figures, and each of them are carved out of onyx. And the little face is painted white.
Oh,
it's the things.
it's my little guy.
It's the little guys.
Melisandre is kind of holding them in her hands, and she says, "Ah, that is probably not a good sign."
Jasper
perhaps
wants
it's a
that
good
coin
sign.
purse.
Azaka comes over and she says, Chewingas are a sign of luck.
They didn't do her much good.
She glances back. No, I suppose they didn't have. And you can see now that you have this image a little better, you can see that next to her, there are also two of these two corpses of the actual creatures themselves, which seems to have been hacked apart.
Oh, that's not good. Melisandre approaches the corpses.
They seem to be fairly old, like there's mostly bones still there, not really any flesh on them.
She says, "These terror folk really are terrors to this forest."
These terra folk
Even the
really are
creatures.
terrible.
And-
Melisandre looks like she might be considering like putting the the figurines like in her bag. And then she looks over to where Div is and gently places them back on top of the corpse.
Div is just like standing in the background with his arms folded, like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
And Div, that's why you're broke.
Because I don't want to grave rob.
Yes. It's not grave robbing if there's no grave.
I don't want to invoke the wrath of the gods by like desecrating a random corpse. Excuse you.
That's different than grave robbing. That's corpse desecration. I understand.
Scott, does Azaka know anything about like why these creatures would have been accompanying this like person and what they're doing up here? Like what business they might have had in this place?
So these are statuettes shaped like the creatures, made out of onyx. So they're not the actual creatures themselves.
Oh,
Like-
I thought you said that there were also bones of the creatures.
No, they're the bones of the bug-like creatures.
Oh, bug bones. I see, bug bones.
Bugs don't have bones.
No, these
They
are
got
bug
outside
bugs.
bones. They have outside bones.
These are bug birds. They're both.
Ah, gross.
Yep.
Do they have both?
Yep.
Are they bug
They
birds?
got
I thought
outside
they were
and
bug
inside
bats.
bones?
They got outside and inside bones. That's why they
Outside
have
and inside bones.
They got double bones.
That's terrible. Double bones?
That's too many bones. Put some
Imagine
back.
the bone soup from that. Double bone soup. Double bone broth.
Oh,
Double
Imagine Jasper's
bone
just
broth.
like staring at the corpse, just going off on this.
It's just double bones.
And Azako looks and she says, "These are disease ridden. I wouldn't eat one if I had to."
I wouldn't eat
Well, that's
anything
what
that
they
came
do.
out of this jungle, but my point, it's double bones.
You realize they suck blood, right? You know what that would taste like?
Yes. Probably blood. You
Yes.
are what you eat.
So cursed.
And then she looks to you and she says, "You can leave the statuettes if you wish, but it is a shame to leave such art to be claimed by the jungle."
Melisandre looks fleetingly at Div.
You said those statuettes bring luck. Whoever this traveler was, even in passing, she'll need the luck. Leave them with her.
The creatures bring luck. The statuettes are attempts to imitate it.
Statuettes do nothing. Take them.
Whose side are you on, Jasper?
My side.
Liru, or no, sorry, Melisandre. Also, when you're up there, you see that the corpse has a ring that is made out of carnelian and gold. Seems to be something that would be worth money as well.
Sandra has less interest in the like monetary worth of it and more that it looks pretty. And she says, Div, are you going to curse my eternal soul if I take this art back to where it belongs?
I personally will not.
Perfect.
I cannot vouch for what will befall you from whichever
I'm immortal,
gods.
Div. Don't worry. A story
Immortal
cannot
means
die.
more time for curses to play their part.
Don't worry, enough gods have cursed me as it is. There's like a note of not quite joking in her voice when she says that. And yeah, she'll go over and I'll take the stuff. I'll give some of it to Jasper.
Jasper was like most interested in the coin pouch. Money.
Do you want to take the coin pouch, Jasper?
I would like to take the coin pouch.
Okay. There are 15 gold in there.
Cool. I'm gonna take 2 of those out and place them in the corpse's hand for the traveler in case you need to pay a fare.
And then you'll have 13 gold.
13.
Melisandre, you have these 2 onyx figurines
Yeah.
that are about 6 inches tall each.
I can put that in Melisandre's inventory.
As well as this golden carnelian ring. How do you pronounce that properly?
Also, Div, if the gods are watching, they're doing a really bad job. I don't think anybody's watched this land for a long time.
The gods do not watch the lands. They watch events, people.
Well, it doesn't look like they've watched anybody around here.
They watch, they guide, they do not control.
They're doing a really bad job of guiding, is all I'm saying. If they're willing to curse me over this, they can curse me. We struggled financially to get here in the first place. I'm not going to do that again.
That is your choice to make.
And Jasper goes to the left.
All right.
East.
No longer
East.
east. It is now south.
Oh no. We were doing so well.
Oh no.
So you go down to this, you go down and well, Jasper, you can see because this hallway, like from where you are in the back of this room to where that hallway goes is clear. It's easily visible to you. And you can see that it goes right out to the outside and there's just a small, like 2.5-foot ledge on the outside of this wooden, or outside of the stone.
Looks like we're heading back outside.
All right, so do you all follow Jasper outside?
Yeah, Melisandre kind of sighs deeply as she looks out and she says, I do miss when I could have wings. Oh well.
Azaka looks to you, Melisandre, and she says, and you can see like her face is pale and she's trying to look up, but she says, as she's like pressed up against the back of this ledge, as all of you are, and you're just kind of like leaning over, like looking, but she says, if we survive this, I have a story to add to your collection.
Melisandre looks delighted. She says, well, I suppose we had better survive. And then
we
she kind
will-
of looks over and she says, "Hey, are you all right up here?
I'm fine.
Are you certain of this?"
I'll be fine. And she's kind of like closing her eyes, sliding along.
Me.
Perhaps, well, actually, the last time we told someone to stay on their own, it didn't go well, but what, actually, I do have a question. What is that? And Mirisandra squints and points at Emrys.
You don't. That's Emrys. We found them. Right?
He's a friend.
Yeah. He's a friend.
Huh. Remarkably quiet, I suppose. And Emrys kind of goes up to Mirisandra. He's treating her just like he would Liru. And Mirisandra, like the suspicion on her face kind of eases as she like pets his head. She says, "Emrys, that's a good name. Whoever chose it has good taste."
See, he likes you.
Ha. Everyone likes me. And she grins. And then she says, "Anyway, this strange creature, perhaps it can keep you from falling there, Azaka." That's all I can offer you, I suppose, but we won't let you, and she not very sympathetically makes like a whistling flap.
Mirisandra, I have experience with people and heights. Talking about it doesn't make it better.
Oh, my bad.
Azaka, just focus on where you are and where the ground currently is. Not the ground, the floor. Place your feet
Her face
firmly
just
on the
like
floor.
winces a little bit as you say that. She's like, "Oh, it's far. It's very far. Can we just move on, please?
Yes.
I don't like it up here." And it starts to rain gently.
Just keep moving.
He says, "Great, slick rock. That's not any better."
If you want, I can stabilize you as you go. I have extra arms now.
Wouldn't be too terrible of an idea. We do have rope that'll make you feel better. We could have one of us hold on to the rope and hold on to you.
Maybe rope would not be such a bad idea as it last time. How many of us fell off that ladder?
That is true. That is very true. All right. It's time for kindergarten
Toddler
rope chain part 2.
Okay.
I don't know if
Baby
it's a great
chain.
idea. I don't know if it's a
We're not-
smart idea for all of us to be on the rope.
We're
'Cause
not
if-
tying Div to a rope because if Div
No.
falls, none of us are heavy enough to keep all of the rest of us from falling.
if Div's 600 pounds goes overboard, the rest of you are screwed.
Yeah, we can attach Emrys and Azaka if we want, just for like security's sake. Does anyone else feel like getting attached to anything?
Jasper is very
Basically.
familiar with heights.
Also, what is going
He lived
on
in Sharn.
on the outside of this tower? I definitely interrupted you before you could finish talking about it.
So it seems that right now you're standing on this small ledge, and the ledge continues to wrap around, like it keeps going, and you've kind of just posted up here. Looking around, you are now well over 100 feet into the air, and a drop at this height is clearly lethal to any one of you. As you can see, you are standing far, far above the canopy of these trees, and you can see, looking out, you have a fairly clear view of the river, but everything else is kind of obscured underneath it, and you can't really look straight down. So you can understand why it would be kind of hard to see something on the side of this tower.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's high. That's real high. Me, myself, out of character is getting vertigo just thinking about it.
And yet you are barely halfway up this
Oh,
large spire.
Jasper is very comfortable with this.
Jasper, it has been so long since you've looked down an over 100-foot drop. Like, this is great.
He just looks down longingly. I've missed this.
I love him. Have I mentioned that lately?
All right.
All right, time to scale a building again.
Deet, 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 doo.
All right, so you slide around the edge, and then you can see when you come into the view, there's another ladder there that is going upwards.
Another ladder.
A ladder. Great.
Yay.
So
Jasper starts climbing.
both times we tried this, it didn't go well. Jasper's
But
But
already
this
going
time we
up.
have a baby chain.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I guess we're trying to climb again.
Okay, I need all of you to make me dexterity saving. Actually, no, wait. Sorry.
He's checking something. That's even
Oh
worse.
no. I'm so
Oh,
scared.
no. Oh no.
Okay, so you slide around the ledge here, and you come up and around to this ladder. And the ladder is going up. And it's a fairly tall one, not quite even longer than the one that was down below, but not quite as long as now you can see looking down from this perspective, there is a ladder that at some point might have gone down to a ledge near the first level, but it has long been broken and only about 10 or 20 feet of it still lasts. That's going down, but going up, this full ladder is there, going up to another section inside of the cave itself, and that's a lot closer to the top. You don't see any more cave walls actually there, and this close to that massive flame, it is easier to see for all of you. Close being relative terms, it's still over 100, like well over 100 feet above you, but
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, let's play grappling hook time. I really don't want to fall. Can we throw a rope? Can we throw one of them ropes up towards the summit of this ladder?
they are not tall enough for that.
They are not tall enough for that.
Or the rope long enough, I should say. The ladder is
Yeah.
too tall for the rope.
The ladder is too tall.
Well, to be fair, everybody except for Div is like tied together currently. And if I remember correctly, to Jasper. And Jasper is pretty good at not breaking the ladder. So in theory, if everybody goes up after Jasper and Jasper doesn't fall, everything should be fine.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. And if we're all attached, rip Emma, and we all fall at the same time, we'll have to reset our progress and leave Div alone. But I'll be able to cast Featherfall reaction on everyone. But that'll be all the spell slots, and we'll be leaving Div alone. So I really don't like. Yeah, I feel like we should have at least another failsafe, you know, because I don't trust Zephyrus to roll. You know,
I think that's too far up for Emrys. Because he couldn't like
Yeah.
take the rope up and like hold it.
Yeah, and I have to be able to yell at him. Yeah.
And when you're outside, it's harder to yell. Like when you have a small 5-foot chamber, your voice can echo really far. But when you are outside, standing hundreds of feet in the air, just on a ledge where the wind is blowing and things like that.
Plus, Mirasandra doesn't really know that she's allowed to do that currently just yet. So, yeah. what am I doing? What? Okay, okay, plan. We gotta go. We gotta do something. We want to get up this ladder. We want to not die. Those are our options. Get up the ladder and not die. If we tie some ropes together, will the rope be long enough?
It will be long enough in theory, but you'd also have to have something to throw it to actually attach to. Getting a rope up to the top of the ledge is different from
Actually
lassoing something.
attaching it, yeah.
And this cliff is really, it's fairly sheer.
Yeah.
Like, even when you were going around the edge of the ledge, there was like a sharp turn that keeps this cliff. It's like it's pretty darn sheer.
Yeah. Guys, I don't like this. And we're positive there's no other way up through any of the caverns we've been through so far. There was no like alternative path.
Do we want to go back in and look? Kind of, I mean, don't exactly want to try and crawl our way back inside. It started to rain.
Hmm.
We need this mask. And we need to not die.
That would be preferable.
Well, at the very least, if everybody else, like who is tied together, goes up all at once, we can guarantee nobody dies, right?
Well,
Yes.
unless you fall.
Still,
Unless Div falls, because then you might fall too far away from I do not want any death from high places on this fine day. But I guess what other options do we have? We have no other options. That's all we have.
We really don't. Like, I think that's our best bet currently.
So if we're all tied together. Yeah, okay. Jasper, go up the ladder and see. I guess we'll see what happens.
All right, Jasper, go ahead, and you all know what to do. So
this is great.
It's time for athletics. Or no, acrobatics for this stupid ladder, right?
you
So,
Oh no.
I mean, it's a 10. So it's average.
okay?
Very average.
That's surprising.
Are you going up in the same order as you did last time?
I was
Yeah.
assuming
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so Jasper, then Nephis. Nephis, what did you roll? I'll describe what
I
happens
got
all
a
at once after.
D20.
You got a what?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh,
Zephyrus?
that's good. I got a 7.
Okay. Mirasandra.
Mirasandra got a 15 and Emrys got a 14.
You've got a 14.
Okay. So you are all Jasper. It's not quite as graceful now that the rain is here. It's a little more slick, but you're still somewhat used to it, and you're able to head up there. And
Yay.
you climb up, and there are no problems.
Yay.
Nephis, you managed to climb up really pretty well. You kind of got the hang of this thing. You've spent like a couple of 100 feet climbing now. You're in your vibe. You've got that just like a little bit of pain left over to keep you motivated from when you got stabbed a bunch of times. And you cruise up. In fact, you're cruising up so well that when Zephyrus falls, you catch the rope
Yes.
and pull him
Coming
back to the
in
wall.
clutch to
One
save
handed.
our boy.
Yeah.
You're able to lift his bulk fairly easily, as the Zephyrus isn't particularly heavy.
He's a
And
twink. Leave him alone.
And so
Just a little guy.
you're able to just like Zephyrus, you have this terrifying moment where you drop, but then Nephis just kind of catches the rope and you stop in midair, and you're able to get back onto the rope or to the ladder and climb the rest of the way up.
Yay.
as you still just like your heart's just beating like thundering, like you had climbed up another 40 feet by the time that happened, and there's just a whole lot of nothing between you and those trees down there. Just going through your mind are all those broken corpses on the ground.
Yeah. No. Zephyrus is definitely shaking at that point. He's like, okay,
You shook it.
He's shaking.
That is valid.
Mirasandra, you managed to avoid the section in the ladder fairly easily. You've never done something like this before, so it's fairly exciting, especially with stakes this high.
Oh
And
yeah.
this creature Emrys, who came from somewhere, but you feel like you recognize him somewhere. You know, you're like, it's got one of those faces, I guess. And you, both you and this creature are able to go up fairly well. And Div, you are as well. You have determined the fact that you don't quite trust the ladder to hold your weight anymore. So every time you climb up, you just slam your claws into the stone and use the ladder just for your feet to just haul your weight up over and over again until you reach the top. When you reach the top of this area, you all climb slowly onto the ledge, and you hear these grating, growling voices coming from inside.
Grating, growling voices.
And we will stop there for tonight.
No.
No.
Thanks for coming, the Dusts of the Past, everybody.
No.
We'll see you next week.